All right, good evening and welcome. My name is Reverend Michael McMorrow. I'm the spiritual director here at the Center for Spiritual Living here in Granada Hills, California. That's in the North San Fernando Valley. And tonight we have a program that I've been looking forward to for some time. And that is that we have the wandering monk, Brian Lottman, here this evening to share chanting and lesson and meditation and wherever the evening moves him. But before we get into that, I'm going to share our announcements now, and then we will get into our program uninterrupted. And so I'm going to hand it off to Brian at that time, and he's just going to take us wherever he's going to take us. And I've been looking forward to this all day. So first of all, if you're looking for any prayer support, we have people who are called prayer practitioners who are available to pray with you. They are on our website, which is at CSLGH, Center for Spiritual Living, GranadaHills.org. And you can find practitioners there, ministers. You can reach out to me if you like. At 11:45, we have a Sunday service at 9 a.m. and 10:30. The 10:30 service is live streamed, and then we have a Zoom fellowship after that. And then which means that this week we'll be doing the burning bowl cleansing ceremony. So that's all of these activities going further are both online and in person, so you can find your way to the center. Also, on Sunday, January 9th, we have our Law of Attraction group and also the Healing Support group on those two, on that Sunday. All right. And there's probably other stuff that I'm forgetting as well, but the Burning Bowl is probably the biggest thing. That is this Sunday. And you are welcome to join us to embrace whatever it is that you're wanting to make welcome in 2022 and to burn away anything from 2021. I don't know, it's like most of the year now, right? So just to release it as well. And it's done with the burning bowl ritual that we do here. All right, so that's enough of that. So let's start our program this evening by just taking a deep conscious breath and releasing and allowing ourselves to surrender to this eternal now moment as we come together with this call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. And that fundamental to this truth is a unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this evening. So the first candle we have lit is for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the 9th candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here at this sanctuary, within our online community, and within our own hearts. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God.
And releasing, and in that release, just allow ourselves to surrender to this moment as we recognize, as Desmond Tutu once wrote, that power that existed before religions were invented. One power, one presence, one source, one life, one living intelligence, the wellspring of love itself, the living spirit, everywhere present, impressing itself, expressing itself in, through, and as all of creation, and in, through, and as you and me. And so we connect with this idea in a heart-centered way as we open ourselves up to this evening, open ourselves up to this lovely teacher here this evening who, with grace and humility and wisdom, shares the wisdom of the Spirit by means of Brian. And so I know for each one of us that our hearts are open, our minds are open, that we are releasing any attachment to what this evening is supposed to look like. When's it going to do? This going to happen? We're just going to release all of that. Just allow ourselves to release it and to be here now with this wonderful teacher, and just to see where it goes, right? For all is divine right action and expression now. So we just take another deep breath. And in deep gratitude and confidence, we just release all of this word, the cares, concerns, intentions of anyone here, anyone listening. We just release it all now to its divine unfoldment, knowing that it is done, knowing it is so. And together we acknowledge this together by saying, and so it is. Amen. So welcome to those of you online. If this is your first time here, welcome. We welcome all who practice their beliefs and faith and love. And it is in that spirit that we welcome back our friend Brian Lottman, who is, I asked him, wanting to be respectful, I asked him, how should I refer to him? And I just love that he just said, you can refer to me as a wandering monk. So we're blessed to have him wandering around in the San Fernando Valley for a lot of the time. But I know he's available to go anywhere he's called. So you're welcome to leave little comments in the chat tonight. I know Brian will appreciate looking at those later. And he'll tell you how you can get a hold of him and how you can follow him later. But for now, please help me welcome Brian Lottman.
So, thank you, Reverend Mike, for that sweet introduction. We'll begin by chanting together the mantra. Purnam Premam Saranam. Purnam means wholeness, completeness. Premam means pure love. Saranam means surrender. So what you're technically saying in Sanskrit is, I surrender to the fullness of love. So again, Purnam Premam Saranam. We'll chant that together aloud just for a minute or two. Purnam Premam Saranam. 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 And then we take in 3 deep breaths, breathing in the light of that mantra into our heart. Just imagine your heart illuminated. A warm light glowing there. That is the energy and presence of the mantra Purnam Premam Saranam, glowing brightly in your chest. And as that light grows brighter, it begins to fill your chest. and your abdomen, your neck, your head, your arms, your pelvis, your legs, and your feet. Until the whole body is lit up, every single cell, with the presence of the mantra. And then just allowing it to spread into your aura, surrounding your body with the light. Allowing yourself to merge with the mantra, to merge with the light. So welcome to satsang. Namaste. And so, why does he call me a wandering monk? You could say I've kind of renounced, in a way, renounced. I don't really have my own home. And usually, at least outside of COVID, I'm traveling about and sharing this energy with different churches and yoga studios, healing centers, even people's homes. Whoever likes to connect with the Holy Spirit, I'm there. And I take great delight in sharing these gatherings, which is why I was so happy that Reverend Mike invited me again after, I think, about 3 years, the last time I came. So the real purpose of these gatherings is to connect with the underlying energy of the satsang. Satsang is a Sanskrit word. Sat means truth. Sang means gathering. So gathering in truth. And so the real teachings are not really the words or the information, but rather a deeper presence. And so I encourage you to set your intention now to feel the presence as deeply as you can. during this hour or so. That intention is a link. Intention is a prayer. It's a link. So whatever you focus on and you intend, it's like you're sending that to the universe, saying, I definitely want this. This is exciting. Now, I don't know what will happen with you when you do connect into the energy, but there are all kinds of experiences that people have reported back and said, oh, that was lovely. Experiences could be a sort of buoyant meditation. For instance, it wouldn't matter. You could sit on that floor for hours and just completely plugged into the energy. You wouldn't even notice your body. Like that would be a good example of a real attunement to the energy. Other ways, it could feel like you feel just a warm, buoyant heart presence. That would be kind of another experience. Some people have reported back to me a sort of like visions. Sometimes we were to do like a third eye meditation. They might see like colors there or something. And for myself, you could say I often feel a sort of joy and almost to the point of like an ecstasy. So that oftentimes is my experience, not always, but so each person has their own experience. And so that's what's made it delightful to come. And so I wanted to introduce tonight the energy of Ganesh, and you know Ganesh. Yeah. And the reason, there's a very deep reason for this, since we're approaching the New Year's, that people have goals in mind for 2022. Like, let's get out of our house and go to the church. That's a goal every Sunday. Maybe that's a goal. But whatever goal that is, there is an energy of Ganesh, at least in the Vedic or the ancient Indian tradition. The god Ganesh, he's got the elephant head, and he is considered as the remover of obstacles. So whatever goal that you want, before you sort of state that goal, you ask Ganesh to help you to remove any blocks or energies to achieving that goal. And blocks oftentimes are psychological blocks, emotional blocks. Psychological would be, I can't do it, it's too hard, it's too much work, I don't have any skills, those sort of like feelings of self-doubt. So the spiritual energy of Ganesh helps to clear those things out so that the goal that you want more naturally flows throughout 2021. And it doesn't seem to be like you're hitting your head on the wall or something to try to get at that goal. So Ganesh makes it easy to achieve the goal. That's why he's so popular in India. That's why you see him in front of a temple in India, usually. There's the first deity. So you ask that Ganesh, please help me to remove any obstacles so that when I go in to this temple, that I can feel the presence of God here, which is whatever particular deity that temple represents. So Ganesh is first. So let's consider that tonight we will call forth the great remover of obstacles, that spiritual energy to help you achieve your particular goals that you want for 2022. So right now we're going to contemplate, what is it that I want for 2022? I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. Spiritually, what do I want? So spiritually, it may be more deep peace in times of stress, you know? It might be just loving relationships, just love. Experience more love and affection. It might be just genuine happiness where you find yourself laughing more, as an example. This is kind of a funny sideline, but there was this one gathering where afterwards I take little clips of my gatherings and I post them on the internet just for fun so people can kind of look at them. In this one, I talked about the Smurfs. They're enlightened beings. I don't know if you guys are even of the generation of Smurfs. But anytime I want to uplift my spirits, I'll go back to that Smurf video and I'll watch it. And I'll just sit there and laugh. It's only like a minute or 2 minutes long. You know? So, how do you, that might be one of your goals, more joy, more laughter. Whatever it is that you feel genuinely you want, that maybe in 2021 you're missing or you just didn't feel like you had enough of. So this 2022, have in mind, and you can make it just very simple, not this sort of long extended goal of how to get there, etc. Just something simple, like I just want to lead a more joyous life, something like that. And then, after that, we'll sit with that goal just for a moment to sort of absorb into it and then connect with Ganesh through mantra, through a song that will be invoking the energy of removing obstacles to make that goal empowered for 2022. So right now, in your mind, you can, and actually, just for fun, if you want to state it aloud, you can, because the more kind of serious you are about that goal, and you even if you're online, you can even type it through. What is it that you want? You can state it aloud, or you can type it in line, whatever you feel moves you, and then we'll move forward from there. And then the mantra for removing obstacles, you may have to practice a little bit, is Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana, which is, in a sense, a mantra that says, yay for Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. Most mantras, by the way, are like that. They're sort of glorifying the particular deity. The deity is the symbol of that infinite energy of the universe. That's an important thing, by the way, to understand. The deity may have a face or a personification, but it represents a godlike energy, an infinite energy. So when you say the mantra, Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana, you are invoking Ganesh to be here with you, to help you remove the blocks and obstacles to achieving this spiritual goal. With that intention in mind, you can sing with me as you get the tune and the mantra. Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana. 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 And then now imagine that energy of Ganesh as light arises in your root chakra, the very bottom of your spine. Imagine the light glowing there. Clearing and activating the root chakra, which is your connection to earth, representing your ability to do things in the world. And then that light moves up the spine into the sacral chakra, the sacrum area, filling it with light and clearing, activating that energy center. And then the light moves up the spine further into the navel chakra, the navel area, clearing that energy center with this pure light and activating it. The light moves up the spine and into the heart chakra, filling it with light. Clearing and activating. And then the light moves up the spine into the throat chakra, filling it with light, purifying that energy center. And activating it. The light moves upwards into the third eye between the eyebrows at the pineal gland. Purifying that energy center and activating the third eye. And then the light moves up into the crown chakra at the top of the head. fills the crown chakra with light. Awakening the crown. And when that chakra is opened, that is how we see the halo found in saints. You could imagine a halo around your head. And then just imagine that that light spreads into the air, filling the room, the church, into the sky, across the city. The light spreading more and more across the state, expanding through the country, across the oceans, across the world. And then the light spreads infinitely through space. Through the galaxy. Through the universe. Until there is only one infinite light. One infinite being. You are that. And so the purpose of satsang is to realize, to directly experience your infinite self, the one reality that you are. That is the purpose. And then hopefully that will stick. So then the body could walk around and do its daily duties. But you are infinite. One could say that that is a definition of a true saint, is one who has that realization, where the saint's body is walking around, but the consciousness of the saint is everywhere and everything. So there was once this woman, I think it was in India, walking through a market, and a thief attacked her and stole her purse, started running away. And, she kind of just stood there and watched, and someone came up to her and said, "Look, that thief just stole your purse. Aren't you going to do something? Chase after her, yell, chase after the person, do something." And she simply said, where can he go? He is in me. I am everywhere. Where can he go? How can he escape me? Right? That's a realization of a saint. When they know their infinite being. There's nothing to chase. I am that. I am that. That's a mantra. In Sanskrit, soham, I am that. And once one knows that truth, what else is there to achieve? I am everything. Everything is me. Did you ever read the Bhagavad-Gita?
I tried.
Yeah, so in the Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna speaks in that way. Krishna is an avatar, a being who knows infinite consciousness. And so he speaks like that. He says, I am the planets, I am the sun, I am the stars, I am the universe, I am the galaxy. And the person he's actually talking to is Arjuna, who represents the individual soul, the one who's ignorant, who doesn't know infinite consciousness. Therefore he suffers. And that's why Arjuna didn't want to fight this war that was about to happen, because he was upset, you could say. So then Krishna gives him 40 minutes of spiritual teachings on the battlefield. In the chariot, right? And of course Krishna is completely relaxed because it's all him. And that's literally how he talks to Arjuna in that way. It's a completely different perspective shift. It's a different being. There's no comparison, actually, between a human being and a divine being. That's why they talk so differently. So then Arjuna doesn't quite appreciate who Krishna is, kind of still treats him like his friend, the two-legged person. Two-legged, usually it's two legs. So then Krishna, okay, let me show you my cosmic form. So then the cosmic form of Krishna is revealed to Arjuna on the battlefield. And you could imagine, before Arjuna's eyes is revealed all the planets, all the stars, all the solar systems, all the galaxies, all universes, all time, all space, including time itself, And then he even saw all the warriors, the millions of warriors in that battle, diving into the jaws of time, which is Krishna. And it was so stunning, magnificent, and blinding that Arjuna says, "Oh Lord, I can't handle the truth." You know that movie? Was it Top Gun? Where he says, "You can't handle the truth." Feel good man. Something with Tom Cruise. So then this Arjuna closes his eyes and say, "Please go back to being just my friend. I don't want to see your universal form." They call it Virat, the cosmic form, at least in Sanskrit. So then Krishna withdraws that form and goes back to being his friend, because a human cannot handle the truth. Even in simple circumstances, if you ask someone, a coworker or something, "Tell me what you really think of me," right? And then they told you, you probably would have really hurt feelings, because we can't handle the truth, right? We don't want to hear what people really think of us. I mean, that would cause a lot of turmoil. We would rather not know the truth. I mean, that's a very simple example. But this is talking about revealing the cosmic form, including time. Because God isn't just life, it's death also. It's destruction. It's the atomic bomb. Oppenheimer said when the bomb was released on Japan, he said, "What have I done? I have released the call, which represents the god of destruction. What have I done?" Right? That too is God. Interesting, isn't it? Because we have such a dualistic perspective of good and bad. That's how the mind works, doesn't it? What is good and what's bad, and then we go towards what we feel is good and we stay away from what is bad. And that's the difference between a human mind and a sage. The sage sees no good and bad because everything is just the one. An enormous difference. So then, how do we get out of the suffering? Because that's what suffering is. It's duality. Me and God, me and this and that. It's the polarities of the mind. In our society, even especially over the past couple of years, things have become so polar. People have completely different opinions about things. And there's all these fights going on. That's representing the polarities of the mind. This is good and this is bad. And so thus begins fights and wars. Hunger, poverty, despair, sadness, all the what we would call sufferings of the world come from the creation of the mind, which, at least in the Vedic tradition or Indian tradition, is the Maya, or the illusion. But only the sage can call it that, because the sage has broken through the illusion and knows the oneness as himself or herself. Therefore, there's no suffering anymore. That sage is still, calm, peaceful. Nothing can shake him or her. That was the state of the Buddha. That's why when the Buddha achieved nirvana, the devata, all the gods sort of showered flowers down upon the earth in happiness, because finally a truly enlightened being born on the planet. It's when you die and are reborn, the idea of being reborn is when the egoic consciousness or the human consciousness dies, and then the divine consciousness is born. It's being born again. So this happened to the Buddha, and so exciting, because it's so rare that people pursue this path. You know why? We don't want to. Again, Arjuna closes his eyes and says, the light is too bright. I can't handle the truth. Please go back to being my normal friend. That's a symbol of us. We don't want to see the full glory of God. So we hide. And that's why oftentimes we don't work on it. We don't want to work on ourselves because we don't want to see our darkness. And interesting, it's built in to the human psyche, isn't it? Subconscious and unconscious mind. That's what that's for. So you can suppress everything, so you don't have to see all of your karmas, all of your issues. Stuff it down into the subconscious and unconscious mind so I can just function in the world and get by. And you know, the true spiritual seeker says, let me go digging. Let me go digging. Let me find and see that darkness. And so then what do? We chant the mantra. These mantras that I chant with people, the energy goes down, not just into your normal conscious living mind, which everyone is aware of, but in your subconscious and unconscious, the energy goes down and starts to shake things up, push things to the surface. So then maybe tomorrow you feel all these things that are kind of like in opposition to your goal that you wanted. Let's say you wanted more peace in your life. Tomorrow you start feeling all agitated and anxious and worried. Like, what is all this coming? Why? It's your subconscious being pushed to the surface. You don't even know why you're anxious or worried. That's what happens. That is the purification process, which is what most people don't want to go through. So I say a true spiritual seeker is willing to go deep and see, what am I missing here? What do I need to see? Oh God, oh Lord, please show me what I need to see in my subconscious and unconscious mind so that I can purify, I can release it, I can finally sort of let it go or accept it, whatever it is that your process is. That's the process of purification. Then, bit by bit, more light can arise in the depths of your being. And then when you come to a gathering like this, like, wow, this is amazing. I can really feel the energy. I say a lot of people who come to gatherings, if they haven't done the purification, they go, oh, that was nice. That was peaceful. And I kind of joke about that. I said, I could go home and watch a TV program and eat popcorn and feel peaceful. I'm not talking about becoming more peaceful. I'm talking about realizing divinity, the ultimate being, the supreme being, that which is everything. Some people call it Krishna, some people call it Christ, some people call it Buddha, whatever your name is. I don't have an attachment to a particular representation of that. But this is, in one sense, what I'm saying is it's pretty serious work. People think, oh, well, if I come to a spiritual gathering, it'll be like butterflies and rainbows. I can imagine you saying something like that. Oh, class, this is not just butterflies and rainbows. Right? It's really looking into self-reflection, into your darkness, and seeing how I can really clear that stuff out. The stuff that other people don't want to look at, you're ready to dive into and see once and for all. And once you start shining the light into those places, it starts to go, because you see it. You see it for what it is. Subconscious, unconscious, usually you don't see it. You don't know what it is, so you don't even know where to look. And so we get trapped in that kind of mind, not only for one lifetime, but for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, stuck in what you call an egoic structure that holds on to its identity and doesn't want to let go of the person or the personality. That's why we have so many lifetimes. Because we still have identities that I'm president of this organization, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a son, I'm a daughter, I'm this, I'm that. That's where pride comes from, right? I want to make sure I hold on to my identity so people see me a certain way. And so I feel like I'm the best, or whatever it is that we like to feel. So to me, it's a fascinating exploration of the depths of my being where I don't want to leave one stone unturned. I want to be able to see to the very bottom of the stream, like a crystal clear stream, when all the sediment just settles down and I can see down and I'm like, oh wow, look at that. There's some beautiful gold and silver pieces below. I've never seen those. Finally, the light. I just use gold and silver as an example, but I see the sparkling pieces at the bottom of the stream. It's so beautiful. And then I start to feel those parts, the joy, the love, the peace that start to arise spontaneously. And then all my relationships change. My interactions change. My career changes. My work changes. Everything starts to resonate with those sparkling pieces of love and joy and bliss. And you know why there's so much power in that? Because when there is a crisis in the world, you can help. You're not panicking and climbing underneath a chair. You can help. You're not cowering. You're not dealing with your own issues. When you're not dealing with your own issues, you can actually help other people. If you're in an anxiety and panic and fear, how can you help anyone? Do you see what I mean? Those are the things that hold us back from doing service. It's not that we don't want to do service. It's that those, what I call the blocks inside, those are what are ruling us. I'm telling you, the core of the human heart really wants to love and wants to serve every moment of its life. Enjoy. That is a true human being. It's said that you reach human being consciousness when your energy rises to the heart. Before that, you're an animal. An animal, what I mean is animal. I'm not saying you're an animal like some porcupine or something. But I mean like animal consciousness. Animal is a person. Animal is a being that seeks after just a few things. It seeks after food and sex, and it is ruled by fear. Those are the three things that dominate an animal. The question is, are we different than an animal? Most human beings are striving to get out of animal consciousness into human consciousness. That is the heart. That's the heart that spontaneously wants to outreach to people and help. One becomes a humanitarian, a true humanitarian. And as I said, so much joy in that. Life becomes so joyful that you don't care how many lifetimes you have. You're just rolling down the river. Isn't that a song too? Rolling down the river, whatever it is. Rolling down the river in joy. You can't wait for your next life. Even if you were sent down to hell, be like, what? How can I help? There's a story about that. In also the story of Krishna, there's one of the people who were devoted to Krishna. His name was Yudhisthira. Yudhisthira was the name of the king and an incarnation of Dharma, one who follows the spiritual cause, who's true to the spiritual cause. And one time, towards the end of the story, the Krishna story, this Yudhisthira ends up going down to hell for some reason. And, he's there, and when he's in hell, his light, his energy is so big that it helps all these people who are suffering down below. And they just want to be around him and connect with his energy. So I'm telling you, even if you go down to hell, so be it. Serve. Bring the light wherever you go, because there's a reason why you go there. Some great light beings have gone down to hell to visit, to assist. Some have said, I don't want to leave because these people are asking for my help. I can't leave without helping people who are in need. What can I do? Right? That's the bodhisattva. They don't care what conditions they're born in, as long as they can help the beings and provide. Because they're untouched by the fear. It's very powerful, isn't it? The true bodhisattva. The bodhisattva doesn't strive for his own comforts or her own comforts, but simply to provide comfort to others. Because the bodhisattva has gone beyond comfort. Think about all the people in the world who are striving after just to have a more comfortable life. Saints don't seek out comfort for themselves. They're striving their whole life to bring love, peace, justice, equality, all the beautiful virtues. Some of them knowing full well that they will be assassinated. My guess is Gandhi and Martin Luther King knew they were going to be assassinated, but that didn't matter. Christ knew he was going to be killed also. That's not what they're looking for. Whether the body comes or goes, it's fine. The point is what am I using this body for? Did I live my life, or did I try to preserve my body long enough so I could get enough comforts and eke them out of life so that by the end I could say, yes, I got enough comfort. So I did mention the mantra, which is a lot easier than the Ganesh Mantra, the Soham, which is I am that. I am that. So that's a good one to remember if you can. Ganesh one, if you want to start a new project or you have a new goal, you use the Ganesh Mantra for that. Before you start any endeavor, you can use that. Now the Soham, I am that, is to activate this energy center, which is spiritual consciousness. The realization I am that, and there is nothing but me. When the Kundalini or your energy rises, Kundalini could be like your identity, what you identify with. If your Kundalini is stuck at the very root, at the very bottom of the spine, you just believe you're a human body. Extremely limited, right? There's a lot of suffering if one believes in that. When your consciousness rises, or the Kundalini rises to the third eye, then you know yourself to be spirit. Then that suffering goes. You don't identify with this, with the earth body. So some yogis will chant this mantra millions of times, their whole life. That's all they'll chant. Soham, 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 Soham. Continuing to purify themselves. And that will be their main practice wherever they go. Even if they stop chanting, in their mind, it's still going by itself, purifying. And so we can chant it together like this. So hum hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum. By the way, hamsa means swan. Swan is a representation of the soul. So then you can sing with me. So hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, 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 so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum, Soham Hamsa Soham Hamsa Soham Hamsa Just imagine that candle flame in your third eye, between your eyebrows. The light of life lit up in your third eye. Illuminating your spirit. Then we take in a deep breath in through the nose. And then state to ourselves, breathing out, I am love. Again, deep breath in. I am peace. Deep breath in. I am joy. I am bliss. I am pure. I am boundless. I am pure consciousness. I am infinite. And then one more last deep breath in. I am that I am. And so it happened that Christ spoke to the Pharisees, saying, before Abraham was, I am. Pointing to the one Christ, the one divinity, the one supreme being. And thus the Christ can never die and never be born. I am that. Soham. Soham hum sa. Soham hum sa. Soham hum sa. So hum. So we conclude with the final prayers. In honor of the Satguru, the divine being, which is everywhere, including in your own heart. Om Asatoma Sat Gamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandhus Cha Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. And finally, the Purna Mantra. Purna means whole and complete, perfect. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. This is whole. And that is whole. From wholeness comes the whole. When we take away the whole from the whole still remains whole. Placing our hands in prayer positioned in front of our heart, we chant together the mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, sending a wave of peace to all beings in this world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Namaste.
Well, I'm feeling pretty mellow now, man. Wasn't that wonderful? You told me I'd be able to sit, and look at that. Yeah, this dude's a practitioner. Yeah. So anyway, that was really great. We'll have to get you back again. And so for those of you who've been joining us, through this COVID, we've been doing a meditation on Wednesday evenings where it's basically just been me and you and a few people here recently. But I hope you acknowledge the benefit of spending that time together as I have this evening, just to be able to sit. We usually do a different kind of meditation, and the way that you took us, the way Brian took us through with mantra and lesson and so forth. So it's really a great program. So thank you very much for that. So you can find Brian on Facebook, Brian Lottman, Lottman. Do you have a website? stirtheheart.com. And if you would like to support his ministry, I'm sure he would deeply appreciate that. And so let's just do a little closing treatment, just to end the evening with, by just taking a deep breath one more time and releasing. And in that release, just remembering, I am that I am. And those of us in the Western tradition are told that this is the name of God. And so we embrace this notion, and we allow ourselves to surrender to the heart, to know that at any moment with the breath we can re-anchor ourselves in this transcendent truth that we are one with the Father. And so as we leave here tonight, we do so knowing that we have been shifted and lifted. Our consciousness has been shifted and lifted into deeper ways of knowing and understanding ourselves, the divine, and the interplay between. So we just allow ourselves now to travel through the rest of our evening, that when the head hits the pillow tonight, we drift off easily into sleep that is peaceful, restful, full of sweet dreams, that we awaken feeling refreshed, reinvigorated, and excited for the day to come, that we move now into this new year through this satsang service here this evening and through the 4 a.m. meditation on Friday morning, that we are really purifying ourselves to allow the greatest yet to be to make itself known in the coming year. And so we just take a deep breath and release all of it. And in that release, blessing Brian as well within his own ministry and his own unfoldment, that we're just releasing all of it now to that divine unfoldment, knowing that it is done, knowing that it is so. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So we'll see you at the 4 a.m. meditation on Zoom for the locals there, and then we'll see you on Sunday after that. So peace and blessings, and let's go get them.